You know what I did? This is just a minor thing, but Carrie, I had a friend of mine reach out. So there's like a group of friends that I used to hang out with a while ago, but we kind of all went our different ways. One guy sold his company and moved and left the country, and another guy got married and had kids and moved. Like, you know, as guys do, they move away. But my one friend was because Trump mentioned the Proud Boys during the debate. He reaches out to me and he says, I just got in an argument with our other mutual friend. I don't want to use names. And the guy who reached out to me, by the way, not a Trump fan at all. Like, I totally think he's a little bit, I kind of thought he was drifting left, frankly. But, you know, we talk once in a while. But he says, you know, I just got into an argument with this other friend about the Proud Boys. I don't think they're a white supremacist organization. But he says they are. And I was like, well, and I said, well, did you look at their website? And he's like, yeah, I looked at their website and there's, you know, there's nothing white supremacist about their website.
Yeah.
And I said, well, they equate Western civilization with white supremacy. And he
not
was like,
the Proud Boys, but the people who
no,
criticize.
the people you're arguing with. He was like, oh yeah, I've noticed that. Is that really what they're doing? I'm like, yes, that's what they're doing. They're creating those two. And then he comes back and he says, it seems like, so then I said, well, the SPLC calls them, you know, white supremacists. That's why. And he said, yeah, but it seems like everyone just refers to the SPLC for everything. Yeah. And I was like, yes, they do. And he said, well, then they sent me some old, they sent him some old, Wayback Machine screenshots of people claiming to be in Proud Boys who were white supremacists. And I was like, yeah, you know, I had to explain, it was not really an organization, but then there are a few people who were associated with it they didn't want. They kicked him out, and like they have a vetting process now for kicking people out. And any organization is going to have people they disagree with, but like the people are all different colors and whatever. So this happened, and I was thinking, oh, so Proud Boys is now going to be a thing because Trump mentioned Proud Boys. People are going to have to defend them. But then this Proud Boys hashtag started trending on Twitter because George Takei, you know who George Takei is, I assume?
Yes.
George Takei, he said, here, I'll pull it up. He says, I wonder if the BTS and TikTok kids, I don't know what BTS is, it's some app. I wonder if the BTS and TikTok kids can help LGBTs with this. What if gay guys took pictures of themselves making out with each other or doing very gay things, then tagged themselves with Proud Boys? I bet it would mess them up real bad. Reclaiming my shine. And the first thing I thought of this was, you know, George, the Proud Boys won't care because they're not anti-gay.
Yeah, they are. These guys are living in another world. The Proud Boys have gay members.
I know, they're not anti-gay. So
they're not anti-gay. They don't give a crap.
They're like, haha, we're trolling you. And it's like, I don't think they care, dude.
Yeah, in fact, please do more of that to show that Proud Boys are not, like, that's how they would reply. They don't care. It's funny, there were some Proud Boys at the bar restaurant we were at in DC. And I was going up to get my mugs of waters. And there was a guy there getting some beers, and I said to him, oh, how have you guys been handling all the tension since the debates? And he was just laughing. He said, you know, they've always called us these things. It's no different. It's just more of it now. And, you know, I actually asked him if he does interviews because he said he was the leader of the DC chapter. This guy was talking to, and he said that he doesn't, but the leader of Proud Boys, the president of Proud Boys does interviews. And so I would like to try and get him on the show, just talk about who they are. And by the way, he's a Black Cuban man.
Did you say human or Cuban?
Cuban.
Oh, okay. I thought you said he was a Black human man. And I was wondering why the specificity was needed there.
No, he's Black and he's Cuban. And I think it just, again, we're living in an upside down world where they try and get you to believe that people who are Black and Latino and gay and those are hateful, anti-gay white supremacists. Really? Like, I don't. And you know what? They don't say any of that on their website. They don't support any of that. In fact, on their website, they explicitly say they oppose racism and that anyone of any sexuality or race can
Yeah. In
become a
fact,
Proud
here,
Boy.
wait, can I
It
put
all
up their
started
website?
as a joke. For goodness sakes, it all started as a joke. I think people miss out on the fact that Gavin McInnes is a comedian,
Right.
and like Milo, they either purposefully ignore that or they ignore it out of naivete. But he's a comedian, and so part of what he does is actual political commentary, but part of what he does is satire and humor, and he tells jokes that they try and condemn it. They try and paint as if they're not jokes that if someone on the Daily Show did it, you would know it was a joke and you would laugh at it. When he does it, they get all butthurt and try and pretend like it's not a
Right.
joke. But yeah,
he meant it in the worst possible way. Yeah.
Right.
So I was just curious because I haven't looked at the Proud Boys in a while. Here's their website. Core values of the Proud Boys. Minimal government. Well, that's white supremacy, I guess. Maximum freedom. Also white supremacy.
Let's not.
I'm kidding.
Just so people are clear, Carter's being sarcastic.
Okay.
Because the people who criticize this is what they're calling white supremacy.
Right. Minimal government.
They say, yeah.
I know. Minimal government, maximum freedom, anti-political correctness, anti-drug war, closed borders, anti-racial guilt, anti-racism. So actually, they're using the phrase anti-racism as their core value. Pro-free speech, pro-gun rights, glorifying the entrepreneur, venerating the housewife, and reinstating the spirit of Western civilization. And it says here, though these are our central tenets, all that is required to become a Proud Boy is that a man declare he is, quote, a Western chauvinist who refuses to apologize for creating the modern world. We do not discriminate based on race or sexual orientation or preference. We are non-ism, blah, blah, blah. So I guess this is this is
they don't they call this white supremacy, and they're so lazy. But the thing is, they've been so successful because all of media,
right.
Again, media's job being a propaganda arm that with the goal of manufacturing consent and spreading narrative, they have spread this narrative that Proud Boys are white nationalists when it's a lie. They are Western chauvinists. They proudly admit they're Western chauvinists.
Yeah,
attack them
but that's the problem the left has with them, because the left's war is on the West. This is why their number one reason for being hated is that they've defined the thing that the left wants to tear down more than anything else. The only unifying premise of all this crazy wokeness on the left is tearing down Western civilization. It's the only thing they all agree on, right? It's, when you look at like, oh, well, this contradicts that, and critical race theory contradicts some postmodern stuff with trans and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. They were all in agreement. Western civilization needs to fail. It needs to be destroyed. They need to wipe it out. And Proud Boys is like, no, we like Western civilization. So that's why they're hated. Yeah. Daniel Taylor says, wow, I could be a Proud Boy. Yeah. I looked at this and went, maybe I should join the Proud Boys. I don't know. I'm kind of busy, but
it's still, remember, it was based in a joke. And so do you know what you have to do to be a Proud Boy? You have to do some game where you name a bunch of your
cereal.
I know, but originally to be in the Proud Boys, they had to name a bunch of breakfast cereals while getting punched in the stomach that was your initiation. It's like a middle school. It's like a middle school club. Do you know what I mean? Like 13-year-olds came up with it. Somebody on Twitter accurately said, I can't remember who it was. They said the biggest joke here is that the media is trying to make a scary white supremacist group out of something that amounts to a street LARPing club.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know if they still have it on their list, but people in the chat are asking. Yes, originally they had something in there. They were against masturbation.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it's a guys drinking club, Daniel says. Yes,
but
that's pretty much.
It's not white supremacist to be against masturbation.
Yeah.
Anyway. Although if it is, I don't know what you're saying about other races, but I'm not even going to try and think about what that is.
I think that's one of the silliest things to come out of the debate is that all these people are now, just the people who are plugged into the media machine, the propaganda machine, are just spouting stuff about the Proud Boys that are not based in truth, first of all, and second of all, based on the limited knowledge I have of them, I think if you went to one of their hangouts, it would be like hanging out with a bunch of middle school guys. Like it's not I don't know.
Right.
But I do think it probably, this is why I want to interview someone from them. I do think it probably is having a good impact on the lives of some of these men. There are not a lot of social clubs anymore where masculinity is not denigrated, right? And it's not denigrated in the Proud Boys. It's actually celebrated.
Yeah, that's actually one of the things that I'm interested about, because I don't know if I've ever told you this, Carrie, but I don't think I've said it on the show. For a while, I've wanted to start a men's group, just like, because I want to hang out with guys who just want to go shooting and be guys, and like, and that masculine energy I think is actually really helpful across generations. And a lot of guys are growing up without fathers that are super present, even if the fathers are around, because people move around a lot. You don't have them physically located. I like the idea of a guys group that just goes and does stuff, but I'm not sure this would be the one. But yeah, I think it's healthy, and there used to be men's groups, and the only ones I see now are actually in church. I see some religious organizations doing groups that are aimed at men and unapologetic about masculinity, and I think that would be great. Yeah, someone says shooting is almost always a good time, good choice. Yeah, right. I mean, something that's just, frankly, it'd be nice because you could also have a group of preppers in there. You could have people that, when the zombie apocalypse comes, you know who to call. But anyway, maybe if we all move somewhere someday, we'll have a group of that. Maybe starting one in the Bay Area is probably not a great idea. They would all have man buns. So
man, maybe that's where you need to start.
I know.
Gosh,
the initiation, and I'll do it too, is just shave your head. That'll be no man. That's not the skinhead organization. Whatever. Buzz cut. Get rid of your man buns. That'll be the thing.
One of the things that I heard Diamond and Silk talking about at the Walkaway rally. Diamond and Silk, if you're not familiar with them, are two Trump supporters, former Democrats, two Black women. I believe they're sisters in real life. I think they are sisters. And anyway, they are hilarious. They kind of do a blend of commentary and comedy. And one of the things they were talking about on stage is appreciation for strong men.
Right.
And the need for strong men and strong male leaders, especially in a culture which is currently doing its hardest to denigrate traditional masculinity or to denigrate any type of characteristic like fortitude, strength, like perseverance, hard work, all these things that they attack, all the things that we see critical race theory and social justice ideology attack. They attack it. They're not just attacking hard work and perseverance and stoicism. They're also explicitly trying to tie those things to being white and to being male, which is both racist and sexist. But how do they get you to oppose strength and perseverance and hard work? Well, they have to tie it to something that they've already been successful at denigrating. So they're tying it to being white, or they're tying it to being male. But yeah, I really liked, you just made me think of Diamond and Silk. We were sort of talking about that need for strong men in today's culture and unapologetic.
Because women are still allowed to have groups. They're allowed to hang out alone. But guys basically aren't, right? Guys are viewed as misogynist or sexist if they go off in like, if you start a male only club, you'll get in trouble, or you're gay. The only male only clubs that I know are in the seedy parts of San Francisco, and they use the word club liberally, right? Yeah, I mean, like there's no just like, I don't want to say drinking whiskey and smoking cigars, but kind of, right? Like that's just. That doesn't exist anymore.